In baseball, there was a man who built a $4 billion empire, transforming unknown players into legends. But his story doesn't begin in a packed stadium or a luxury office. It starts on a humble dairy farm in Elk Grove, California. Born in 1952, Scott Boras's first lessons in negotiation came from watching his father haggle over milk prices with local distributors. Those early morning milking sessions, where young Scott would often assist, instilled in him a strong work ethic. This one farmer's ethic, as he later described it, emphasized the importance of hard work, responsibility, and caring for the land and animals, values that would prove invaluable in his future endeavors. From an early age, Boras developed a love for baseball. He read Ted Williams' book on hitting and, displaying an early spark of creativity, created a makeshift training setup by cutting a tire in half and nailing it to a post outside the barn. During breaks in milking cows, he would practice his swings on this rudimentary contraption, blending his farm responsibilities with his passion for baseball. Even while working on the farm, Boras remained connected to the sport, often taping a transistor radio under his baseball cap to listen to Giants and A's broadcasts, fueling his passion for the game. As a walk-on at the University of the Pacific, Boras defied the odds, showcasing his talent and tenacity on the baseball field. He led his team with a .312 batting average in 1972, proving that hard work could overcome a lack of initial recognition. This success, however, was not achieved at the expense of his academic pursuits. Boras maintained a strong commitment to his studies, reflecting the dual focus that would become a hallmark of his career. After college, Boras pursued his dream of playing professional baseball, embarking on a minor league journey with the St. Louis Cardinals and Chicago Cubs organizations. In 1976, he earned All-Star honors in the Florida State League, a testament to his talent and perseverance. But baseball's cruel reality struck in the form of a knee injury, which ended his playing career, forcing him to confront a future outside the diamond. Rather than bitter defeat, Boras saw an opportunity. He channeled his competitive drive into academics, earning a Doctor of Pharmacy degree in 1977, a qualification that would later prove surprisingly valuable in understanding player health and contract negotiations. While the dream of playing in the majors had faded, Boras's connection to baseball was far from severed. The seeds of ambition, however, had been planted, and a new chapter in his life was about to begin. Most people would have been content with a doctorate and a stable career. Not Boras. After earning his Doctor of Pharmacy in 1977, he recognized the importance of intellectual pursuits and returned to the University of the Pacific, this time to its McGeorge School of Law. He graduated with a Juris Doctor in 1982, adding another layer of intellectual firepower to his arsenal. This decision was influenced by advice from a college professor who encouraged him to prioritize his intellect, a lesson that resonated deeply with Boras after his playing career ended. During his legal studies, Boras began to observe the inherent power imbalances within professional baseball, particularly the financial inequities faced by players. This realization ignited a desire to become an advocate for players, to level the playing field, and to ensure they received their fair share of the game's immense profits. His desire was likely influenced by his own experiences as a minor league player, where he witnessed firsthand the challenges and financial hardships faced by many athletes. In 1980, Boras officially embarked on his career as a baseball agent, a profession still in its infancy. He began by representing his former minor league teammate Bill Caudle and Manny Trillo, a respected second baseman. These early clients entrusted their careers to Boras, a significant gamble given the nascent nature of his agency. In 1983, Boras negotiated a groundbreaking $7.5 million deal for Caudle, one of the largest contracts in MLB history at the time. He also secured a record $150,000 signing bonus for draft pick Tim Belcher. These early victories not only showcased Boras's burgeoning negotiating prowess, but also drew the ire of established forces within the league. Team owners, concerned about the potential destabilization of the league's financial structure, accused him of disrupting the existing order. Veteran agents, threatened by this ambitious newcomer, dismissed him as an upstart. Undeterred by the criticism, Boras, armed with his legal expertise and unique understanding of the game from a player's perspective, was poised to challenge the status quo. The mid-1980s marked the beginning of Boras's meteoric rise. He founded the Boras Corporation, a baseball-only agency designed to provide players with the most comprehensive and sophisticated representation available. Unlike other agencies, He assembled a multidisciplinary team that included lawyers, economists, and even psychologists. This holistic approach, treating player contracts as both a science and an art, revolutionized the business of sports representation. Boras's dominance quickly extended to the amateur draft, where he consistently secured record-setting deals for his clients. In 1988, he negotiated a $247,500 contract for Andy Beans, shattering previous expectations for draft pick compensation. This pattern continued throughout the 1990s, with Boras consistently pushing the boundaries of player compensation. In 1997, Boras made history by securing a $57.5 million deal for Greg Maddux, the first MLB contract to exceed the $50 million mark. A year later, he raised the stakes even higher, negotiating a $105 million contract for Kevin Brown, ushering in the era of nine-figure contracts in baseball. However, this unprecedented success came at a cost. The growing animosity from owners and fans, who viewed his tactics as inflating salaries and disrupting the sport's delicate balance, culminated in the New York Times dubbing him the most hated man in baseball in 1998. The turn of the millennium saw Boras continue to break new ground, both in terms of player compensation and public perception. In 2000, he negotiated a record-breaking $252 million contract for Alex Rodriguez with the Texas Rangers, a deal that sent shockwaves through the sports world. This contract, the largest in professional sports history at the time, was a masterpiece of strategic negotiation, leveraging A-Rod's immense marketability and on-field performance to secure an unprecedented payday. But the deal also fueled concerns about the long-term financial sustainability of the sport, particularly for smaller market teams. Boras's influence extended beyond free agency. In 2001, he negotiated a $9.5 million draft deal for Mark Teixeira, further solidifying his reputation as a disruptor in MLB's amateur ranks. These record-breaking deals, while lucrative for his clients, also intensified the scrutiny surrounding Boras's methods. Critics argued that his aggressive negotiating tactics were inflating player salaries to unsustainable levels, threatening the very fabric of the sport. In 2008, Boras outdid himself, securing a staggering $275 million contract for Alex Rodriguez with the New York Yankees. This deal not only surpassed the record he had set 8 years earlier, but also cemented his status as the most powerful and influential agent in sports. By the end of the decade, Boras had become a polarizing figure, revered by his clients as a champion and vilified by owners and fans as a villain who had irrevocably altered the economic landscape of baseball. By 2009, Scott Boras had redefined the very definition of a sports agent. His ability to secure record-breaking deals extended beyond established stars to emerging young talents. That year, he negotiated a $15.1 million draft contract for Steven Strasburg, setting a new benchmark for draft pick compensation. In 2010, he further solidified his dominance by securing a $9.9 million draft guarantee for Bryce Harper, the largest ever for a position player. In 2013, Forbes magazine recognized Boras's unparalleled influence by naming him the most powerful sports agent in the world. The Boras Corporation, widely regarded as the most valuable single sport agency, reflected his commitment to providing his clients with the highest level of representation and support. However, Boras's dominance was not without its challenges. MLB owners, increasingly wary of escalating salaries, began to push back against his high-stakes negotiations. They argued that the ever-increasing player salaries were unsustainable and threatened the long-term health of the sport. Despite facing growing opposition, Boras continued to deliver for his clients. In 2019, he secured a $330 million contract for Bryce Harper with the Philadelphia Phillies, one of the largest free agent deals in history. Remarkably, in both 2019 and 2022, Boras' clients signed contracts totaling over $1 billion, a testament to his enduring influence and ability to navigate an increasingly complex and competitive market. These accomplishments further solidified his reputation as a master negotiator and a relentless advocate for his clients, even as the opposition to his methods continued to grow. As Scott Boras entered his 70s, whispers of vulnerability began to circulate. In 2023, Jordan Montgomery, a longtime client, unexpectedly parted ways with the Boras Corporation. This unexpected departure raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about Boras's ability to adapt to a changing market, where owners were increasingly cautious about long-term, high-dollar contracts. Some critics suggested that the era of Boras's dominance might be coming to an end. However, Boras quickly silenced his critics. In 2024, he negotiated a staggering $765 million contract for Juan Soto, the largest contract in sports history. This historic deal not only reaffirmed Boras's relevance, but also demonstrated his unparalleled ability to deliver for his clients, even in the face of unprecedented challenges. Despite this remarkable achievement, the polarizing nature of Boras's career remained a subject of intense debate. Supporters hailed him as a visionary who had revolutionized the landscape of sports representation, securing unprecedented financial gains for his clients and empowering players to demand their fair share of the game's immense profits. Detractors continued to view him as a disruptive force, arguing that his pursuit of record-breaking deals had prioritized financial gain over the long-term health of the sport. They contended that his tactics had contributed to the growing divide between players and owners, exacerbating the financial pressures on smaller market teams and ultimately alienating fans. Scott Boras's legacy remained a subject of intense debate. Was he the savior of players? Or was he the architect of baseball's commercialization, a figure whose pursuit of profit had destabilized the sport and alienated fans? The answer, much like his career, defied easy categorization, leaving an indelible mark on the history of professional sports. Like Boras changed the game? Wait till you see what's next. Hit subscribe. Sports' biggest secrets are just getting started.